You know, every time you turn on the tap, you're plugging into this massive invisible system. It's kind of like a city's circulatory system. But what happens when that system comes under attack? Today, we're going to look at how one major city is in a huge fight to protect its most essential resource, water, against some really daunting challenges. So, what does happen to your tap water when the power grid fails? Seriously, think about it. For most of us, that's something we probably don't have to worry about. But for the city we're examining today, this isn't just some what-if scenario. It's a real urgent threat to their entire water system. Okay, so the city's goal is excellence in water and sanitation. I mean, that sounds great, right? A noble mission. But here's the thing. That mission is being put to the ultimate test by forces that are just getting stronger and stronger every single year. And I love the official language they use here, challenged. It's such a polite, kind of bureaucratic way of saying the system is basically under siege. It really tells you something important, though. Even the most perfect plans can fall apart when the world around you gets this unpredictable. All right, let's talk about the first big threat. We're talking about a direct attack on the city's water supply. How? Crippling power cuts. You might know it as load shedding. And look, this is way more than just an inconvenience. For a water system, it's a total critical failure. And we're not talking small-scale stuff. Stages 8 to 10, I mean, these aren't just numbers on a chart. They represent these long, severe power outages that used to be filed under worst-case scenario. But now, the city has to treat this as a major strategic risk, right up there with any other big disaster you can think of. And you can see the domino effect pretty clearly, right? No power means you can't pump treated sewage out, so it spills. No power means you can't get clean water from the dams to the reservoirs that feed your house. The whole circulatory system of the city just grinds to a halt. So what do? How does a city fight back against that? Well, they've got a strategy. It's called business continuity management. The easiest way to think about it is like a survival playbook. It basically identifies the absolute most critical services. We're talking water, health, and maps out exactly how to keep them running, no matter what happens with the power grid. But wait, there's more. The power crisis isn't the only battle they're fighting. At the exact same time, the city's dealing with this immense pressure from a population that's just exploding. Okay, so you see this number, 1.65%. It might not sound like a lot, right? But for a huge city, a growth rate like that in just 1 year, that's tens of thousands of new people, thousands of new families who all need water, who all need sanitation, from a system that's already stretched thin. It's a race the city is really struggling to win. And you know, the city has set a really high bar for itself, especially when it comes to informal settlements. Their official standard is to have one communal tap for every 25 households, and it has to be within 100 meters. That's not just about infrastructure, it's a real commitment to basic human dignity. And for a while, they were doing great. Back in 2021, 85% of informal settlements met that standard, a really solid achievement. But then, just 1 year later, look what happens. That number plummets down to 74%. So you have to ask, what went wrong? Did they just stop building taps? Well, no. And that's the crucial part. The drop wasn't because the city was doing less. It's because new informal settlements were popping up so fast that the infrastructure just couldn't keep up. It's like they're running as fast as they can, but the finish line just keeps getting pushed further away. So you've got these two massive crises hitting at once. What do? Well, this city didn't back down. Instead, they came up with this, the Blueprint for Excellence. It's their comprehensive battle plan to fight back and get things under control. And this isn't just some fluffy mission statement either. It's a set of real, measurable targets. I mean, look at this. Responding to 85% of callouts within 48 hours. That means when your pipe bursts, you're not waiting forever. 99% compliance on drinking water quality. That's about making sure you can trust what comes out of your tap. And these targets for new connections, that's them trying to expand the network to keep up with all that growth. It's all about accountability. So, you can see this whole blueprint is about more than just pipes and water pressure, right? It's really about managing an incredibly precious resource and trying to make sure things are fair for everyone in the city. Take the dam levels. In early 2023, they were at 60.5%. Now, that's not exactly crisis territory, but it is a constant reminder that you can't just count on rain forever. And that's exactly why the city is pushing so hard for other ways to get water, like reuse projects. They're trying to build a safety net for the future. And really, at its heart, this whole thing is about people. This number here, 243,000, that's how many vulnerable households are getting free basic water. It just goes to show you this plan isn't just about engineering and concrete. It's a social contract. It's about taking care of the people who need it the most. And that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? The city's got this plan. It's smart, it's detailed, it's ambitious. But when you think about the pressures from climate change, from power instability, from more and more people moving in, all of which are only going to get worse, is this blueprint actually enough? That is the fundamental challenge, not just for this city, but for cities all over the world.